Perfect time to flip the script.
To lead the Skol chant and sound the Gjallarhorn, please welcome the 31st Adjutant General of the Minnesota National Guard, Major General John Jensen.
Well, hello, this is John Randall, Minnesota Vikings legend, and it is my pleasure to say, Minnesota Vikings fans uncensored, are you ready? Keith, get your people up. Let's go. Skol, 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 baby. Let's go.
Hello, Vikings fans. Welcome to the Let's Skol Show in week 23 of the offseason. I'm Fish. With me, as always, I have Mr. Positivity, Cody Bowden. He who greets with smoke, Skoleful Shack, is right there. Our Captain Keith will be joining us momentarily. He's doing Keith stuff in the background. We're 90 days away from the first game of the 2026 NFL season. Remember anyone who wore that number? Brian Flores received a well-deserved award, and Nolan Teasley has made his first moves. There might just be a QB battle after all, and is it the one you're thinking it is? We are debuting a brand new weekly segment where we shine the SKOLight on a fringe roster player, digging into their story and breaking down exactly what they bring to this team. And we're going to go around that Gjallarhorn with our hot takes, make our purple prophecy predictions. But before we break this ice, let's talk about Skolathon. A week ago at this time, we were hot and heavy in the middle of towards the end of a 12-hour marathon run for the Vikings Foundation charity. We ended up raising just over $3,200. I want to give a special shout out to some guests who joined us throughout the day. Tyler Fornes, Brev, The Purple Dopes, Rap, Zoe, D. Woods, Skol Cole, Alex Hortes, Rinaldi, and even old Sal Spice dusted off the webcam and got on with us for a little bit. Got some top donors that I'd like to shout out too. Mark Phil came in big. T-Bass started us off hot. Alex Hortes, Rinaldi, Davey, Skol Mafia, man. And a special shout out to Mr. Positivity, Cody Bowden, and the unconventional one, Robbie Nolan, for their contributions towards the donations. So it was a great event. I couldn't be more proud. I can't wait to do it again next year. But now, let's make this ice.
We're going to do that again?
Oh, Captain, next year it's going to be 24 hours. I didn't tell you that in the group chat?
No. Okay.
Oh,
Part 2 as well.
So let's break this ice. Fellas, a lot of fans wish the Vikings were on Hard Knocks this season. I'm one of them. With what we got going on in our QB room. So it got me thinking, if you could use a time machine, and maybe it might be a hot tub, to force HBO to put one past Viking season on Hard Knocks, which year are you picking? Knowing how the story's going to ultimately end, and you just want to see how that sausage is made, the training camp, you can see how it all happened to where it turned out being what it was. What would you want to see the behind-the-scenes footage of?
Fish, I think you should lead this one off.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to see 2010.
That's what I wanted to.
That's why I say you should leave this one off.
I want to see, fresh off the NFC Championship game, old Brett's sitting down in the swamp, just being like nursing up all the injuries he's got. And here we are in training camp, and then we send that jet down with who were the players? One of them was
Hutchinson.
Hutch. I remember seeing that like on the news where you just saw them getting off the plane, and it said, they were going to get Brett Favre. They were practically kidnapping them, and I was like, yeah, we might want to leave him down there. I don't know if it's going to be the same. And then I just want to see all that.
Favre watch.
Yeah, that would have been interesting because, we were coming off of that NFC Championship game, so definitely we had Super Bowl aspirations. So, and then, ultimately we fell flat. So I want to know, how the team, operate during that offseason. Were they acting hungry like they're going for the Super Bowl, or were they tired and just, beat? Did they give all they had in 2009 and there was nothing left? Was Favre's heart even in it? There'd be a lot of questions. What about you, Cody?
I would say the 2010 season 2 with Fish. I mean, just to remember watching that, or maybe 2009 when the plane came through on the runway, and we already knew, oh, that's Brett Favre coming out there. Is Brett Favre going to be as he was good when he was playing for the Packers, or is he going to be the New York Jet style Brett Favre? What kind of Brett Favre are we getting? That'd be interesting. But Hard Knocks in season, I think the in season year that we should look at, it'd probably be the 98 season, coming off the injury. Then Cunningham comes in the game, and then you watch Randy Moss's emergence. Just to watch him as a rookie during the season, if it was a Hard Knocks in season, would have been awesome TV to watch.
Unc gave
What
out
about
a
you,
great
Shaq?
shout out too.
I don't know if I'm gonna steal yours, Keith, but I'm gonna go with the 2017 season.
Okay.
The reason I chose that season was because Teddy Bridgewater was coming off of that gruesome knee injury. Sam Bradford was taking all the first team reps. Taylor Heineke, I don't know if he was still on the team at the time. This was probably before he broke his ankle. And
This is 2000. You're thinking 2016. You're thinking 2016.
Okay. So 17. So we already did have Taylor Heineke. So we signed Case Keenum. And I want to say it was right before the preseason started. That's to be our QB3. And then watching, how we played the Saints that week 1 and we dominated. And we was I felt we was the best team in the league off of that week 1 victory against the Saints, who had Drew Brees and all those weapons. And then to see Sam Bradford miss week 2 with some injury we didn't know about, kind of reminiscent of J.J. McCarthy when he got hurt out of nowhere. He's just out for the season. And then in comes Case Keenum with Zimmer leaving the way. I would like to see that Zimmer and Case Keenum connection to see how he was really in the locker room with him. And that defense.
So mine is kind of around there, but it's not 2017. I was thinking 2016 at first because that was when Teddy Bridgewater had the injury. Kind of want to see the behind the scenes, how the team reacted to that. Did they feel like the season was over, and how did they welcome in Bradford and getting him up to speed? I think that would have been interesting. But honestly, for me, besides 2010, I think that's the obvious one. It'd be actually 2018. After the Vikings went ahead and threw away their franchise quarterback in Case Keenum and went and signed Kirk Cousins, I want to know, how welcomed was Kirk into there, and how did the rest of the team feel about, Case Keenum not being there? How did Adam Thielen and Stephon Diggs take it? And I don't think that Diggs liked it very much because Diggs ended up, getting his way traded out of there. So there was probably some controversy with them getting rid of Case Keenum and bringing in Kirk Cousins. And I would like to see that behind the scenes stuff.
See all them going, this dude got 100% guaranteed contract.
Yep. It was probably like the Mighty Ducks. Mighty Ducks, when Adam Banks came over, they're probably looking at him like that.
Cake eater.
Yep. So it was probably something similar to that, and then all that to go 8-8.
We should have been on Hard Knocks this year. There's more media about the Minnesota Vikings and the quarterback situation than there's any other team in this league.
Yeah, and I don't know why we weren't like. It was known this was going to happen. They had time to do this. I mean, I'm hoping for a Netflix special at this point. Like maybe we don't know. Maybe there's cameras there. Maybe there is something going on. Like I said, wouldn't it be great if Kyler Murray and JJ McCarthy were the next on quarterback? Like, have they done two quarterbacks from the same team? I mean, when have they had that opportunity? They had two quarterbacks fighting for the number one spot.
Mm-hmm.
Did they already announce the in-season Hard Knocks?
No, I don't think so. Oh no, they did announce the in-season. It's another famous high market team. So
isn't it like Seahawks and Patriots this year or something like that?
Yeah, as the in-season.
It's supposed to be a division. It's supposed to be the whole division.
No, I think they switched.
I mean, I say I want to watch the Vikings on Hard Knocks, but I've never watched Hard Knocks, not once. I've not seen like an episode years ago. I've never watched it. But if it was the Vikings, obviously I would. And I think this would have been the year.
You ain't getting my $25 a month HBO.
Oh, I wouldn't pay for it.
But they could sponsor us.
I said I'd watch it. Like I'm watching this. Never mind. I'm talking too much. Anyways, fellas, we are 90 days away from the first regular season football game. That's awesome. Under 100 days away. It's getting closer. In 90 days, it will be a Super Bowl rematch, Seahawks and the New England Patriots on a Wednesday night. That's going to be weird, getting used to Wednesday football.
That's such a Wednesday type game.
I don't know, Shaq. I don't know what a Wednesday type game is. I've never seen a game. Actually, I've seen one game on Wednesday. I think it was during COVID. And it was like during the day. It was Steelers and Ravens. It was like one of the worst football games ever.
Wednesday type game. You seen the Super Bowl? It's about to be
something to that effect, right?
It's about to be so low scoring.
Sam Darnold turns back into a pumpkin. Write it down.
It's gonna be so low scoring. It might be 10-3 final score.
So there actually has not been a lot of Vikings to wear the number 90. Some of the most notable would be defensive end Derek Alexander, who was a Viking from 95 to 98. Now, he was decent. He played with us for 4 years. He had 175 tackles, 17 and a half sacks. But the problem was he was 11th overall pick. And even worse than that, the very next pick was Hall of Famer Warren Sapp. So in that case, Derek Alexander was ass. And then 17 picks later, after Warren Sapp, Tampa Bay took Derek Brooks, another Hall of Famer. So Tampa Bay took 2 Hall of Famers after we took Derek Alexander. So fun. Fred Evans wore the number 90 from 1999 to 2003, defensive tackle. He was more of a backup for the Williams wall, but when he was in here, he did his thing. He was a big run stuffer, kind of like Fat Pat. Jonathan Bullard, I think that's one of Shaq's favorite players. He wore the number 90. The only thing I'll ever remember him for is going offsides against the Rams in the playoff game. To me, that was just a turning point. Like that's where I literally felt like that's the game, because it was like 3rd or 4th down. They were going for it, and he jumped offsides. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" And they ended up getting a touchdown like the next play.
Wasn't that Quest's first move, like trade wise? I mean,
it was his first trade.
Was it?
I think they traded like a 6. Yeah, I think it was like a 6th or 7th round pick for him. Nothing big, but that was like his first trade.
Oh, Questy.
And that's why I don't think you get enough blame.
Offsides.
You don't get enough blame for that loss.
You don't, but he does for me. I kind of make up for everybody who doesn't give him the blame. And currently, we do have a number 90 on this team, and that is Tyrion Ingram-Dawkins.
Let's go.
TID, Fish. That you might know him by TID. Tyrion Ingram-Dawkins. You might not know the name. It is hyphenated, and I know you're fond of hyphenated names, Fish.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys see Ingram-Dawkins having a big role this year?
Yeah, 100%. Especially if we don't sign an edge. I think he's slimmed down. The Vikings made him slim down so he can play that edge position. I know when we drafted, I talked he could play the edge. now him slimming down this weight just solidifies he's playing the edge. And without a signing of an edge rusher since losing Greenard, I think he's going to fill in that role like Dallas Turner did. That was behind Jonathan Greenard. So I think that's going to be his role this year.
Yeah, definitely. Like when I seen him slim down, I was like, all right, he's going to be an edge. Like he doesn't even look like a defensive lineman. I can't imagine him, especially in a 3-4 being one of the 3 down men. Do you think he was instructed to do that, or do you think that's just something he did himself?
I think it was something he was instructed to do it. It says, hey man, we don't got no room for you on this defensive line anymore because of the Banks, the orange, the emergence of Jalen Redmond. He's kind of left out. So hey, you want a roster spot? This is what you got to do. And I think he went out and did that.
Nice. What about you, Shaq?
I was gonna say he could be like how we had Patrick Jones those years. Not a main source of our pass rush, but here and there he'll show up. And that's all we need from Tommy England Darkness. If our star defensive players show up, and then he can come in and clean up when they get in double team, I give him mad at 5-6 sacks. That's good enough for him.
I was gonna say 6 to 8, but yeah, somewhere around there. 5 to 8. Call 5 to 8.
That's a lot of sacks for.
Well, Patrick Jones had 8 his last season here. So I mean, if we're saying like Patrick Jones and Dallas Turner was the backup last year, and he had 10, 11. I know he ended up starting at the end, but I mean, yeah, I expect 6 to 8 sacks from him, especially if we don't go out and sign somebody else, because that means he's going to play a lot. It's going to be him, Van Ginkel, and Dallas Turner out there, just like last year when Grenard and Ginkel were out there. Turner was out there too, so he has a really big opportunity. You see him taking advantage of it, Fish?
Well, I heard that we were really thin at people to run the water bottles out during timeouts, and that he shed that weight so he could get out on the field and get back faster. He brought his 40 speed down. Other than that, all right. All joking aside, I hated that tweener moniker when we drafted him. I hated it. Oh, he's a raw tweener. He can play either or. Y'all know I don't like this positionless football player BS. Just find a guy who's good at something and let him be good at it and do it. So I like the fact that he chose to fish or cut bait and said, okay, maybe I don't fit the role of what we need the defensive tackle to do, so I'm going to lose some weight, thin down, and try to get out there on the edge where there is more opportunity for him to play. Having said that, do I think he might need a little time to grow into the role? Because he was playing defensive tackle for us last year, right? He was in that 5 spot, right? Yeah. So now he's got to learn to be up on 2 instead of with his hand in the dirt and play like that and do it pretty consistently. So will he be the backup? Yes. Will he have a big role in 2027? He's got to grow.
That's not the year.
He's got to grow into he's got to learn how to play that, right? He's got to learn how to be in that. And so he's got to develop this year. And that's about as positive as I can be with a guy that has a hyphenated list.
I was just going to say, from you, I'll take that. Because I don't think we'll get that same kind of energy if we talked about another player from that draft.
How many snaps did Dallas Turner get last year?
Like, I don't know, but double what he had the year before.
3 times the year before.
Because I'm trying to think. So, if he goes into that Dallas Turner role, because Grenard got hurt last year. So everybody get their regular snap account. How many snaps you expecting England Darkness to get? Because he shouldn't technically be on the field that much if, Turner and Ginkel is playing.
All three of them played on the field a pretty good amount.
We need 35 pressures from that third edge rusher. That's what'll make up the difference if we want the same defense as last year. There's a lot of pressures.
So we're expecting 35 pressures from Ingram Dawkins now, Cody?
You need someone to fill that. You're missing 35 pressures right as right now. You're missing it.
Hot take.
Well, you get those
We're
from
not
Dallas
going to
Turner.
get that.
Yeah, so Dallas Turner.
Dallas Turner's just got to get what Grenard got, and Tyrion Hawkins has to get what Turner got. And
Grenard
Van
didn't
Ginkel's
get
got to get.
how much?
And don't forget, Van Ginkel missed a lot of games last year. If
Dallas
Van Ginkel
Turner-
can give us 15 games this year, hot take, we go over the 35.
Dallas Turner had the same amount of pressures as Greener did last year. Because Greener got his done in 8 games.
Damn. I'm trying to think when Ginkel got hurt, who got in for Ginkel though? Because I'm not trusting Ingram Dawkins to fill that Ginkel role.
Let's just have no one get hurt this year.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good
You're
plan.
right about that, Coach.
Plan to get hit in the mouth.
That was a great plan.
Check. When did Van Ginkel get hurt? Was it the beginning of the season or the end?
Beginning. It was Dallas Turner taking his spot, and he wasn't looking good on that side, right?
He didn't look good on that side.
Yeah.
So it had to be gold
Andrew,
day.
what's up, man?
It would have to be gold day. Or yeah, I don't know. I can't see.
It's not
I
going to
mean,
be gold.
it could be
Shaq.
Eric Wilson. It could be Eric Wilson.
It's gonna
But
be
Eric Wilson starting.
Well, then who takes Eric Wilson's pressures?
Goal day. Goal day.
Everything's leaning on goal day. This rookie.
Yes, a lot. Yes, I am expecting my second rounder to play a lot. Yes, I am. And I'm expecting him to play well. I'm not expecting him to
You just
save the
reminded me
team.
of a second rounder.
Yes,
better
he's a
play.
second rounder. Your second rounder should be starting. He was a top 40 pick. He should be starting.
He should be starting, but I don't think he's getting 35 pressures.
Boy, Shaq, what do you hear my expectations
who said he's getting
for
35
third
pressures?
rounders?
Well, how many pressures did Eric Wilson get last year?
Well, I was saying Eric Wilson would play
Well,
edge to replace Gink, and then Golday would play linebacker.
I know, but who then he has to replace Eric Wilson's pressures.
Shit. Who's going to replace Theo Jackson's pressures? And then who's going to replace
Right? It's getting a little bit comical here.
This is the song that never ends. I mean,
pressures last year from the middle line.
forget about the pressures. Dallas Turner is going to have 25 sacks, and that's going to offset all your jiu-jitsu that you're trying to do.
Thank you, Fish. His name is going to be Mr. 25.
It don't matter.
Okay.
Mr. 25. That's his new
Mr.
nickname.
92 pressures and 25 sacks.
I mean, that sounds like defensive player of the year to me.
Yeah, that sounds like Myles Garrett.
There's our guy. What's up, Ronaldo?
Ronaldo. That's what I'm expecting, honestly. If Turner could step up, we could have a top 3 defense.
I'll take this bet that Dallas Turner has 10 sacks this year. 10 sacks or more. I would take this bet, Watson.
Yeah. It's looking likely because unless you know,
I mean, he had most of his sacks without Dallas Turner.
Healthy Turner, I can give him a minimum 12 sacks. Minimum.
So we will get into a little bit of OTA talk and the quarterback battles, but there's some other things that we need to give a shout out to, and one of that being Brian Flores won the George Halas Award for overcoming adversity. This is voted on by the Pro Football Writers of America. And for those that don't know, the Halas Award is one of the most prestigious off-the-field honors that is given by the NFL, voted on by the national media, and annually given to a player or a coach or staff member who overcomes the absolute most adversity to succeed in this league. First time ever, a member of the Minnesota Vikings have won it. So he didn't just get this award because he's awesome at what he does on the field. He got it because he's put his career at risk by, taking a stand with this racial discrimination lawsuit against the NFL. Stood up against something that he felt was wrong, knowing it could cost him his career. And then you have the NFL's appeal getting denied by the Supreme Court. So this is going to trial. And through all this, he was still able to work for the Minnesota Vikings and give them a top 10 defense. What are your thoughts about Brian Flores getting this award?
It's probably the last time this award's coming from the city of Chicago. I mean, yeah, when you think about it at the end, that this is the writers acknowledging what's going on. You can't just sweep it under the rug and hope it goes away.
Yeah.
Imagine this guy is suing the entire Good Old Boys network. He is suing everybody in the NFL effectively, except for one team, and I wonder which team that is. And I can't imagine being able to retain a high-level position in the industry while having this go on. In most cases, I could only see like them coming up with some sort of, flimsy way of brooming him out, getting him out, and he's doing it. And I can honestly say that if wrongdoing is found, it's not going to help the coaches and executives of 2026, but it will help, a few years down the line or that next generation, make it a more level playing field.
Yeah, and like I said, like he still has a job within that organization, which does not like to be made a fool of. And not only that, he's one of the highest paid assistant coaches in the whole NFL. So he's getting.
Do you think that helps him?
Pretty good.
Like that helps bring the prominence to the whole thing. This is Brian Flores, possibly the best defensive coordinator in the league, former head coach. If it was somebody who was maybe not quite as talented, then maybe we just never would have heard about it, type of thing.
Probably. I mean, it'd probably be out there, but you probably have to look it up. This is in our face, and not just because we're Viking fans. Like if you watch any kind of football media, you know about this. You know what's going on. But yeah, no, there's definitely something to that because he is a big name, and it's a wow thing. If it was like our safeties coach or something like that, no.
And that's wild. I'm surprised I don't see Lovie Smith or Gerard Mayo part of the lawsuit. Because they kind of got done wrong because they got hired for 1 year and then fired right next. Oh,
sorry.
Newest member of the Let's Skol panel.
He just woke up.
Clap it up.
Cody, what the heck is that?
It's my new daughter. I just had her Monday.
Are you all healed up?
Pregnant.
You want to say
I know. Are you all healed up?
Yeah, right.
Oh, the camera loves you.
Oh man, she's
oh.
Hey, she real.
I think she was trying to do a Skol chant.
She real.
Oh, now she's wide awake. All right, I'll be back.
Hey. Do what you got to do.
Yeah. So, like I was saying about Lovie Smith and Gerard Mayo, because they coached for 1 year and then the teams fired them to hire their replacements while they were trying to build something. And it was kind of like a lame duck season.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to benefit others more than it's going to end up benefiting Flores, but I think he's content with where he's at and happy with what he's doing. Like, he just seems like that kind of guy's character. And honestly, the guy's still pretty young. Like, he probably will eventually get a head coaching job sometime. It just probably won't be within the next 3 to 5 years. But that'll probably still be someone. A job for him out there. But I did want to throw that shout out to him because that is pretty cool. He is being recognized. I think a lot of times when this story comes up, a lot of people are kind of negative about it. So it's good to see him get some recognition. Now, on to our new GM. Eventually, Teasley was going to have to start making some moves, and that began yesterday. The Vikings moved on from their senior personnel executive, assistant director of college scouting, and a pro scout. Now, the Vikings also parted ways with personnel executive Jamal Stevenson, who actually asked to be relieved so he could go and pursue other opportunities. So that scouting room is kind of being cleaned out and going to bring in his own guys. And it's already kind of started. Today, before the show was announced, that the Vikings plan to bring in Andrew Healy and Trent Kirchner as assistant GMs. And both these guys are highly expected executives in the NFL. And Kirchner is widely regarded as one of the NFL's top evaluators. So we see what is important to Teasley. It's getting the draft right. It's getting the guys in there that can evaluate talent and getting started on that. That's what's important to him. And that is awesome. I think that is what we want to see out of him. We're asking, what can we see from him this season where he can make an impact? And I think this is it. What do you guys take from these moves?
I need a little more context where I can really form a strong opinion on it, but I don't know how many employees there are in the scouting department totally, because this doesn't feel like, I mean, it's at the top end, but I mean, it doesn't feel like cleaning the whole closet out.
No.
He just got some key people. I mean, is this okay, you guys got 1 year to prove that you know what you're doing to me. Let me see what you got. And then we'll revisit this again at the beginning of next league year. Or what? Because it's kind of like, I get it.
I think he got rid of the bosses and kept the workers.
Yeah.
And he'll bring in his bosses
to maybe try to get the workers to do things his way.
Yes. That's how I'm taking it.
He could hire me. I'm available. Nolan Teasley. You're
gonna have to do more than say it on the show with 14 people watching. I'm sorry.
Don't worry.
You're gonna have to viral. You're gonna have to send him a letter, and that might resonate with him because that's what he did. He might respect the hustle. He might respect the hustle.
Shaq, you might need to be outside of TCO Performance Center with that boombox on your head, like that old what was that 80s movie? Like I can't with John Cusack. But anyway, you might need to be doing that.
Yeah. Don't worry, I got y'all. When I get the job, we're going to the Super Bowl.
Welcome back, sir.
Cody's muted.
My wife just said the movie is called Say Anything.
Say Anything.
There it is.
There it is.
Yeah.
I hate getting older. I forget all the important stuff.
I like the two pickups, especially the Kirchner pickup. The one I didn't like, honestly, is the guy from the Browns, Healy. I get it. He's the Browns' top executive, right? But it's the Browns. So where does that rank him as top executives if it's the Browns? The Kirchner coming from a winning organization with Teasley in Seattle made a lot of sense. The Browns guy, it kind of feels like, okay, are we trying to dig out an analytics guy like a Cressy dude to bring in here? I don't want another Cressy guy to bring in this organization. I want to stay as far away from the Browns as I can, or any kind of losing organization. So that one, I guess you just got to see how it plays out in the future for him. But right now, Kirchner, I like that pickup room. It's his guy.
Trying to see if he has any other NFL experience besides the Browns, but I don't see it. 10 years with the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, it's to me it hurts. Kirchner has 27 years of football experience. That's a lot.
I mean, I'm all right with an analytics guy so long as he's not the one with the final say. Because we have to.
I mean, the Browns might have as many playoff appearances as the Vikings in the last 10 years, to be fair.
Yeah, maybe they're thinking we're going to have as many wins. Maybe they think we're gonna have as many wins as the Browns for the next 10 years. Also, maybe we get some top 5 picks.
But how many first overall picks have they had in the last decade? That's the difference between us.
One?
I don't know if they have one.
Myles Garrett.
They had Baker Mayfield and Myles Garrett.
Oh, two.
Back to back. But as long as they evaluate talent, as long as they scouting and drafting good, then we don't have to keep holding on to these older players. Like our best players been drafted a while ago. We need to get some newer players that's ready to take over the league, while our older players are still in their prime.
Real question is, how well are they at scouting quarterbacks?
Maybe they've already scouted quarterbacks and they don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
We don't know. Teasley might have been pounding the table for J.J. McCarthy in Seattle. Maybe he was the one that got away. We don't know.
This is how narratives start.
The guy
Maybe J.J. McCarthy is the entire reason Nolan Teasley wanted to come to the Vikings.
Cody hates JJ. It certainly seems that way recently, Andrew. He's definitely kind of jumped to that side of the debate.
Well, I watched a lot of his games recently, rewatched them. They're not good. The Bears game, he was trash for 3 straight quarters. Every game you watched him play outside of the Cowboys game, he's only been good in that one game, in the Cowboys game, in a quarter of football in each of those games.
And it was pretty good against Detroit. He was pretty good against the Ravens.
He's good
against the Commanders.
He was good against Detroit for 1 quarter.
He was good against Detroit for 3 quarters.
It's okay. Kirk only been good in some games for a quarter or 2.
Kirk was
Patrick Mahomes only good in the 4th quarter.
Quarters.
Hey, we can say 9 is ass all day. What if they're both ass? I don't think anyone's even said that. It's just one of them.
Well, Cody, we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about your hate for J.J. McCarthy. You're saying, all of a sudden he was asked on our watch, like you didn't watch the games all year, because at the end of the season, I don't think you were out on J.J. McCarthy.
I wasn't out.
Now you are.
I wasn't out on J.J. McCarthy. I'm still not out on J.J. McCarthy.
I think the media's got to you. I think the narrative is beating you up.
It's not. I'm not out on J.J. McCarthy, but when he sucked, he sucked. That's plain facts. We just beat around the bush too much.
Yeah, Cody has a point there. I seen it in person.
So you judge him off of one game, Jack?
Oh, nah. I went to go get some nachos, right? And I'm like, oh, the halftime. And then I'm like, damn, our offense still can't move the ball. I might just eat these nachos.
Maybe you shouldn't have got nachos. Maybe you should have got popcorn.
Yeah.
Cody got popcorn.
Yeah, what's good?
So maybe Cody should have got nachos. Like you don't think about the butterfly effect.
Gone to the damn game.
Yeah, maybe Key should. Wait, what? Come on.
Oh,
I can win, Fish.
He had some good games. He had some bad games. It kind of seems like he was a young quarterback in the NFL.
No way.
The kid, right on.
6-4, and 1 bad kickoff return for being 7-3. But yeah, he was ass.
I'm gonna say the defense was what did us.
That's what somebody would say. That's a J.J. McCarthy hater.
I would say our defense been balling for a couple years now, bailing out our offense, even since Zimmer. We had Kirk Cousins and Diggs and Thielen, but there have been times when our offense don't do shit and our defense still hold it down.
I mean, our defense really kicked it up towards the end of the year against Phillies.
How much did we have to score against Dallas to win? How much did we have to score against Detroit to win?
Yeah,
we played the Dallas and Detroit offense. Don't give me none of that. Them last 5 games we played crap offenses too.
Oh, we played
the Detroit offense and we took the ball away from them like 6 times.
Yeah, and we won a game with Max Brosmer throwing -7.
But that has nothing to do with the fact that people are saying, "Oh, Beeflo's defense wasn't that great because the last 5 games we played, they were shit offenses."
No one's saying that.
Plenty of people have said that as a counter argument as to why we won those 5 games.
Yeah.
No, Fish. They don't say that. They only say that for J.J. McCarthy. They don't say for the defense when I think they should. Yes, that Detroit Lions game, that's an anomaly. But
no else is an anomaly? That Eagles game?
That Falcons game?
No, that Falcons game was set in stone as soon as we got the tickets.
Yeah.
It was an anomaly, though.
But
it was supposed to be such an easy win. It was supposed to be such an
easy
win.
We're beating around the bush on the topic, and that is the 2 quarterbacks that are kind of dominating the headlines right now. I don't think just in Vikings media, I think in NFL media, I think this is kind of what people got their eyes on. And I think this past week, this little fake competition it's starting to feel like a little bit more like a real competition. It seems like things are getting a little bit more tense between the two quarterbacks, and not just JJ McCarthy, kind of coming from Kyler Murray's side. We saw JJ McCarthy kind of have that salty response about, I say on this side, he says on this side, KOC's the coach and whatnot. And Kyler, he took, the political answer, the veteran answer, the media trained answer. Well, this week, Kyler Murray got asked about adjusting and learning Kevin O'Connell's massive, hyper-wordy playbook while splitting first-team reps with JJ McCarthy. And Kyler didn't give that politically correct media-trained answer. Instead, he said, now, me having to split reps and already being behind, not getting the amount of reps that you would typically want a guy to get learning an offense, that's probably the toughest parts. He went on to talk about how he has to go home and give himself grace because he's turning the ball over and trying to force efficiency in a brand new system with limited snaps. So it sounds like Kyler Murray isn't a fan of this competition. Does Kyler Murray have a legitimate gripe, Fish?
I appreciate the just dead honesty of it. I really don't hold it against him for coming out and saying that, because the context of the question was, what's the most difficult adjustment you've had to make to this? And he said, in 7 years, I was the guy in Arizona. I didn't have to compete. I was the guy. Here, I'm not the guy. And I'm starting out, I feel like I'm behind because he's already got the playbook. So he's trying to make his natural talent and athleticism offset it. And for maybe the first time in his adult career as a football player, he's in a battle. I don't paint what he said negatively. What I say about him saying this is I go back to 2 weeks ago to the Vikings media narrative. It's not even close. All that bullshit that people were glazing Murray with. McCarthy wants a trade. All that nonsense. May the best player win. And I will say this about a lot of McCarthy's answer, the last bit of it is kind of getting hated on a little bit, where he said something like, it's worked out exactly the way I want it and I wouldn't have it any other way. As a person with a highly competitive side to him, that is the type of shit that I would have said when I knew I was in a fight, but I was up for it. I wouldn't want it any other way than this right now. I'm ready for this. So maybe Murray was going to be crowned right off the bat. But like I've said, how many interceptions does he have to throw before it's close? It's no longer not even close. And how many has he thrown this week? You cannot ignore that. He's not performing in the system for appropriate reasons. And all of a sudden, it's a fight. Maybe it wasn't supposed to be, but it is, and you can't ignore it. And may the best person win. And I'll say this. I believe the Madden quote is outdated. I believe that these two guys going head to head will make it to the fact that our QB2 is going to be the baddest QB2 in the league. And if our QB1 goes down, which most likely, most probably will happen, our QB2 will come in and be ready to rock.
What do you think, Cody? Do you think Kyler Murray should be getting a majority of these first-team snaps right now so he can get up to speed for week 1 against Green Bay? Or do you think that JJ McCarthy deserves a chance to beat him out?
I'm going to say neither. The starter should be getting majority of the snaps. Make a decision, KOC. The longer that this lingers on, especially if it goes in the preseason, I think it's going to hurt the team more for the season itself. Like you look at, there's only been 3 teams that have quarterback competitions in the National Football League history heading into preseason, right? 3 teams that were successful. The 82 Dolphins, right? The 71 Cowboys and 2012 Seahawks. The only team to win a Super Bowl that year was the 71 Cowboys with Roger Staubach, a Hall of Fame quarterback. I'm not saying J.J. McCarthy could be a Hall of Fame quarterback. Kyler Murray could be a Hall of Fame quarterback with this team. I don't know, right? Roger Staubach became a Hall of Fame quarterback. And you look at 2012, it was between a high-paid Matt Flynn and Russell Wilson. Then in the 82 Dolphins, it's two no-name players, kind of like we got.
I will find a fourth one because I'm not buying that there's only been 3 quarterback competitions, so I'll find a fourth.
No, 3 successful quarterback competitions. The team that was successful, and we're talking about 10 wins or more. It's detrimental to the team, right? Because you're splitting reps. They're not getting the acclimation to the offense. Right now, J.J. McCarthy, make him the starter. He has the most acclimation with it, the most timing down with the offense. He has the most reflection with the playbook. You're going to make the decision, make that decision. Don't let it linger on in the offseason. I'm telling you, it's going to be bad.
So he should flip a coin and pick his quarterback?
Yeah, you should pick who has the most – get this offense going starting now. Get it going now.
Boy, you had Unc and Robbie in your corner until you just said that.
No, you make whoever the starter is, you had the starter in your head. Make him the starter. Make him get full team reps. I don't care if it's McCarthy or if it's Murray, honestly. I want to see the starter. It better not – training camp comes in, I want to see one of those guys taking all the snaps at the first team reps. I don't want to see it lingering in the preseason.
What do you think about how KOC's handling this, Shaq? You know, kind of making this a legit competition. I mean, over these 2 weeks, they've thrown – like an equal amount of passes. It's like maybe a 1 or 2 difference.
I'll say pretty much, this is what we needed. Last year, we were supposed to have a quarterback competition. Yeah, J.J. McCarthy was supposed to start. But him competing with Brosman was not going to get McCarthy better because even if McCarthy's looking good, he doesn't have to look over his shoulder with Brosman and his behind him because Brosman was looking worse than him. So it's like, we need a new standard, and with this competition right now, I feel like Kyle Murray is giving J.J. McCarthy a new standard. You kind of brought up, the bar with how good J.J. McCarthy had to be with since when we had Donald, and then now we got Kyler Murray. Brosmore was a low competition bar for J.J. McCarthy, and now he has real competition. So it's up to KOC, Josh McCown, and whoever else, Westfield, to determine the best offense for the 2 QBs right now.
So you're for the way he's handling it then?
Yeah. You got all the way to the season start.
How many wins did they get that year?
They went to the Super Bowl.
Phil Simms, Jeff was
They
Jeff
won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but who was the starter? They weren't battling for a starter. I could say Kurt Warner and fucking Trent Green, but Kurt Warner was battling for QB too. They won a Super Bowl. We're talking about quarterback one here, not the backup.
I mean, there could be a competition at QB too.
Yeah, that's where the competition should be, not at QB one.
I want to know that my coach made a well-informed decision.
Drew Bledsoe
didn't make some knee-jerk reaction decision, because I think that the bigger catastrophe that could happen to this team is if he puts the wrong guy as the week 1 starter based on training camp, what he sees in early June from these 2 guys. Kyler Murray could pick up the playbook. Me personally, I don't think he will by week 1. He could pick up the playbook, and then all that talent and all that other stuff kicks in, and he just runs right by McCarthy. And quite frankly, I think that's the only reason he hasn't really run by 9. He could, but if he can't, then putting him as the week 1 starter will be really bad.
And you're rooting for that, Fish.
Contrary to popular belief, I'm not rooting for the failure of this
I don't think.
team.
Okay, you're not rooting for it, But you're not.
I have an expectation. I have an expectation that Kyler Murray is going to be crowned the starter, and he's going to be the ass that I think he is in this system.
Montana wasn't battling Young, and Young wasn't battling Montana for QB1. Young was battling for QB2. All right, next guy. Keep bringing him up there.
No, he wasn't. After Young came in for the injured Montana, they battled the next season.
After the injury, but we're talking to start the season, not during this season.
The next season, Cody, after that, they were in a battle.
Yeah, he went to the Chiefs, right?
No.
A couple years
Young
later.
beat him out.
Young beat him out?
Oh, shit. I'm about to disappear. Sometimes I forget to plug in my charger.
Oh.
Yeah, there we go. Got it correct.
See this? Keith was all fired up, and all of a sudden he saw that red line.
The screen got all dark, and the warning came up. I was like, oh, I've had this happen before.
First class operation right here, baby. Shaq at 8% on his phone.
He was 5% earlier, so I don't know. I'm kind of worried. I think we might have just lost him.
Carson Wentz, Nick Foles. Carson Wentz is the legit starter to start the year. Nick Foles was not battling QB1.
Cody,
You didn't say nothing about Joe Flacco. You said nothing about Joe Flacco, Lamar Jackson.
I think you're just saying that based on the result of what happened and where he was the number one seed start of the season.
Hey, he started the quarters of the season. They weren't battling in the offseason for the QB1, and it didn't drag out into the preseason.
Yeah, he was there for it, Cody.
Yeah, I bet you were.
For Montana and Young, yeah.
Anyways, if you don't believe that there's a battle for quarterback one, then you're not alone. There are a lot of people that do believe that there is a real competition in camp, except it's between J.J. McCarthy and Carson Wentz.
That's where it should be at.
Now, do you guys think it's possible that they brought in Carson Wentz to be the benchmark for J.J., you know, to give him that veteran competition that we all kind of expected to get this offseason before Kyler Murray just fell into our laps? Like, I think we were all kind of like, what? When we brought Carson Wentz back after we got Kyler Murray and had J.J. McCarthy. But could it be that Wentz was brought here to be the benchmark for J.J. McCarthy, and whoever loses that battle will be the one they try to move on? Because Wentz is still an asset. If a starting quarterback goes somewhere in August, kind of like Teddy Bridgewater, I think we could get a draft pick from him. Now, I'm not saying we're going to get a first like we did with Bradford, but we might be looking like a 4th or 5th round pick for Carson Wentz if a team becomes desperate before the season starts. So it could have been a smart move. But that being said, do you think maybe that could be the competition, Cody?
It could be the competition. Getting McCarthy first team looks also creates an avenue to where he now becomes a trade asset because he's ready to go. Carson Wentz, if he's the backup and you keep McCarthy before the deadline, someone gets hurt, they're both trade assets. One of them got to go. And you also got to look at Nolan Teasley, new GM. What's to say he doesn't want any of the quarterbacks that are on the team right now? He can shop them all if he wants to. So, yeah, I think the quarterback competition right now is between Carson Wentz and J.J. McCarthy. J.J. McCarthy is getting first-team reps to possibly bolster trade value. That's my idea of it.
I like how
seems more like that's what you're hoping.
That's what I'm hoping, and I'm hoping for training camp it doesn't start as a QB competition either. But
well, I'm going to tell you right now that I think Kevin O'Connell's a whole lot smarter than that. If the battle right now was between J.J. McCarthy and Carson Wentz, we would not be seeing split reps with the first team. Kyler Murray would have the reps with the one team, and J.J. McCarthy and Carson Wentz would be taking the scraps off the table to see who's two. Carson Wentz is Kevin O'Connell's security blanket, and in his pressers, he's basically stated as such. Carson don't need all the reps. Carson's mature enough, and he understands the playbook enough where he could be ready to go and satisfactory person to go to in a situation off of what he knows about the game of football and what he's picked up with his maturity and the game book and the playbook. They're in a competition for QB2 until the competition for QB1 settled. Then maybe there will be. Maybe then they'll say, "Oh, well, wait a minute. Let's see if McCarthy's actually better than Wentz. Where are we situated better?" Right now, competition is Kyler Murray and J.J. McCarthy, and it's not even close.
Anyone notice that Wentz and Brosmer reps increase each day? Yeah, I think they got from 1 all the way to 3.
I'm just saying, I don't see why Brosman not getting no first team reps.
He's got some starts on his belt.
You know what I find kind of weird? Like, I get that it's just OTAs, but why can't they get more reps? Like, when they're talking about reps, it's like Kyler got 7 passes, JJ McCarthy got 7 passes, so they ran 14 plays. They couldn't have done a little bit more. Like, that's what always like gets me. And then, like, when I talk about Will Reichard, he was 3 for 3 on field goals today. He only kicked 3 field goals.
It could be the time he had set up.
Time constraint, I get it, but how long does it take to run that play, Tyler?
Is there a coordinator in the huddle with the offense going, "All right, y'all don't know this shit yet, but here's the play. Here's what you're going to do. Here's what you're going to do. And here's what you're going to do. And now y'all got it? Okay, great. Go run the play."
Kyle's like, "Wait, what am I doing?" I just feel like they could probably get up, more than 25 plays.
So it's kind of like Madden, right, Tyler? You got to split your XP points.
Do you guys think that the Vikings would end up keeping 3 quarterbacks with Murray, McCarthy, and Wentz? Because yes. I don't.
Keith, if they learned from last year, they would know they need 3 quarterbacks.
I think they get a 3rd quarterback, maybe like a Cooper Rush, like T-Bass said, and they actually put Cooper Rush on the practice squad. I think they get a 3rd quarterback that they can put on the practice squad and bring in on game days.
I wouldn't even care about a 3rd quarter. If you're down your 3rd quarterback,
right?
That's why I'm saying, Cody. At least our 3rd quarterback could be at least decent. I'll pay that extra money to get Wentz to be the 3rd quarterback or Well, why do we need Cooper Rush? Brosman could hit practice squad.
Yeah.
Shaq, you need to get over the Brosmer thing.
He's a goddamn Minnesota hero, all right? -7 yards passing to beat the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, that earned him a practice squad spot.
I don't think the Vikings are doing anything right now to appease the fan base.
No.
Like, you could sell me on they're trying to boost somebody's trade stock. I'd buy that. But I don't think they're making any decisions on what they're doing right now because what the fans want.
The fans don't even know what they want. We're split.
That's true.
Honestly, think the starter is already in place. The starter's there. It just hasn't been named yet.
So, Cody, who would you rather be the backup? If it is J.J. McCarthy, Carson, damn, Freudian slips, bro. But if it was Kyler Murray the starter, who would you rather the backup be? Would you want a strong veteran presence like Carson Wentz to be the backup, or would you want J.J. McCarthy one play away from coming in and getting that shot?
I'd want J.J. McCarthy. I want the younger guy at the quarterback too. That's just what I want because I already know. As Vikings fans, we're so in love with the quarterback too because we've seen what our quarterbacks too can do for us in season. Right? We're all in love with the Randall Cunninghams in the '98 year. Tommy Kramer coming off with the injury to the starting quarterback coming in that year, and then Case Keenum. We're in love with Case Keenum. We're in love with the Joshua Dobbs. All these quarterbacks.
What's wrong with that?
And it's taking us all the way to the house. I think we're too much in love with that. Right? If your second backup comes in, he should only win 2 to 3 games, and that is it. If he goes any further, you're not going to make it You're not going to make it to the Super Bowl. It's an anomaly if you make it deep into the playoffs.
I want a real franchise quarterback for the first time in my life.
Yes, 100%.
Was Dante Culpepper not a franchise quarterback?
Tell the ACL, LCL.
But I mean, up to that point.
Yeah, and then
I mean, Andrew looked like he's older than 20.
And we went QB2, and it wasn't good for a few years.
Right, but I think he was a Vikings franchise quarterback.
Look, Kirk Cousins was a franchise quarterback.
I was gonna ask. That was gonna be my next question. Was Kirk a franchise quarterback? What did he play? 6 years here, or was it 5?
6 years.
6 years. That's kind of a franchise quarterback. I mean, we didn't draft him. 4-0 outspoken.
He was until the ACLs.
Okay, now you're getting greedy, Andrew. 10 to 15 years at least. Like, those quarterbacks exist, but they're few and far between these days.
Mm-hmm.
But I hear you. I would not mind having a quarterback for. Let's just keep it at 10 years. Having a quarterback, stability for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
10 years. Shit, we need more than 10. I need at least 15 out of a quarterback.
Kirk Cousins was a franchise record, never a franchise QB. That's kind of fair too.
Could you imagine getting a franchise quarterback on a 10-year, $103 million contract?
That was a lot of money then, though. I mean, it's still a lot of money. Don't get me wrong, it's a lot of money. But I'm saying, like, football-wise, that was a lot of money.
$10 million a year?
Yeah, now we're at a $500 million.
Yeah.
No, I don't think the Vikings trade JJ before the start of the season.
Oh, okay, T-Bass, you need to stop talking in the comments of that one. I'm sorry, no.
How many seasons until a quarterback gets $70 million a year?
Wait,
JJ McCarthy's next contract, Shaq.
Isn't like Dak and Josh Allen getting close to that?
Yeah, it's at 66 right now.
Yeah, so it's coming.
Who do you guys think right now is if the starter was already in place for the Minnesota Vikings? Who is it? If KOC already has a decision, who's starting, who's going to? Because I think Week 1 preseason, whoever starts that Week 1 preseason game, that's the starter for the year.
I think it's Kyler Murray, I think he's favoring Kyler Murray, but I think he will give it a shot. And then let me ask this: what kind of trade value would Kyler Murray have on that $1 million contract? If somebody's quarterback goes down and they're like a playoff team, their quarterback goes down, what are they giving for Kyler Murray? Are they giving him a first?
I'm not paying him for nothing less than a second.
Well, how does that work out now? Does that team have to pay for now since he's been traded? Is that team picking him up?
No.
Carlos paying that contract no matter what.
Even if he's traded.
Yeah. It's not a new contract. You're trading the contract.
We're only on the for the vet.
Dak Prescott goes down in the preseason. You don't think they throw at least a second round pick?
He's worth 30.
The Vikings are going to have an option.
Well, that's third, Ronaldo.
We gave a first and a third for Sam Bradford.
For Sam Bradford. Yeah.
Desperation.
Yeah.
Damn.
Sam Bradford, who is an injury-prone, done nothing.
Now, I'm not saying it's likely because I think Kyler Murray will end up the starter, but I do think that there's a small chance that JJ McCarthy could win this thing if it goes the way that Fish has been saying, that Kyler Murray just not able to get the playbook. I think they have intentions. I think they're planning on Kyler Murray being the starter, but I do think they are leaving the door open. I know you want them to slam. You want them to slam that door. I know.
Is KOC jamming a square peg into a circle hole? Like, hey, Kyler, we got you. Learn my shit instead of like, hey, we should adapt to Kyler. That's the other big.
Well, that's exactly what he's going to do.
Yeah,
that's exactly what his 4-year history with us has been. Kyler, be a statue in the pocket. Go through your 6 progressions. Hope you get the ball out.
So, aside from this quarterback stuff, anything other interesting come out of OTAs? I'm going to tell you, I didn't consume a lot of news this week. Working a lot of hours. Cody, I know you were busy popping out a baby. So, what about you, Shaq and Fish? Anything coming out of camp?
I'll go ahead, Shaq. So I saw, players giving answers in a little press conference. And the one that caught me was Jake Galday, because when we drafted him, there was a lot of speculation that he would be on the edge, that he would be the Van Ginkel replacement of the future. And somebody asked him about that. What have you learned from Van Ginkel? And he corrected them. He said, I'm in the inside linebacker room. I've been talking to Blake Cashman and Eric Wilson in the inside linebacker room. There are packages that have me on the outside, but as far as my meetings, I'm not meeting with those guys out there on the edge. So as it stands right now, Goldie is an off-ball linebacker.
And that's where he should be.
Mm-hmm. I got some OTA news, and it's about the wide receivers that we have here. There's a lot of good news coming out for wide receivers not named Jefferson and Addison right now. Dylan Bell right now, I guess, is cooking in the field. Ty Felton has surpassed what his game was. He's learning route concepts. He's breaking pretty good right now. So the wide receiver room, that's the biggest news coming out of there. And that kind of worries me for Jennings in a way, but I think Jennings has that wide receiver 3 spot. But, man, it's nice to hear our third-round pick, Ty Felton, Fish would agree, is actually starting to do something, learning how to play the NFL wide receiver role.
I don't know. Would you agree, Fish?
Ty Felton can't do shit. Man, he can barely play special teams. He's a wasted-ass third-round draft pick. He's going to be a cap casualty next year. He ain't nothing. He's getting squeezed out. In a minute, we're about to go over the wide receiver that's going to surpass him in year 1.
What about you, Shaq? You notice anything else from camp?
I noticed that people around the Vikings organization is liking what they're seeing out of Claiborne with his versatility.
Oh, don't say that around Fornes.
What did Aaron Jones call him? I think it was this week.
The little brother.
Little brother. He called him. He's a lot of Jahmyr Gibbs in him. So
yeah.
Aaron Jones is definitely a very glass half full guy. Like Aaron Jones always looks on the bright side of life, man. He is a positivity magnet.
So he's a Viking.
So I think somebody could stab him in the leg and he would still find 3 or 4 good things to say about that person.
So he's Minnesota nice.
So JJ McCarthy. I saw something actually with Aaron Jones talking about how like his plane got delayed or something. His flight got delayed in Chicago, and JJ McCarthy came and picked him up and hung out with him the whole time. You know, just being that leader. I'll tell you one thing. I didn't mean to get back on the quarterbacks. That room loves JJ McCarthy. That team loves JJ McCarthy. And I don't know, with Kyler Murray being a rental, that he's ever going to command that locker room.
Then start McCarthy.
I mean, if we was in the locker room.
Okay, I will. I'm going to do it. I'm starting McCarthy.
Because what are you going to do when Kyler Murray becomes a starter if he's never going to own the locker room? Then it's like now you have a mess, right? That dynamic. Like start somebody.
The players will tell you. The players will tell you who they prefer at the quarterback position by they see it in practice. They if you watch the Hard Knocks of behind the scenes stuff, they kind of talk about how who's the better player, and hopefully politics don't get in between it, and hopefully KOC chooses the best player for the team.
I am going to say one thing. I am disappointed in McCarthy in that instance with Aaron Jones, because if he was a true stand-up guy, he'd have just drove Jones to Minnesota, man. Chicago ain't that far. What's that, 4 or 5 hours? I'd have been like, man, get in the car. Let's go. You ain't even got to wait for that plane. Come on, Cody. Let's roll up 9 hours to Minnesota. Come on. Let's go.
Yeah, I don't want
but McCarthy, is a new father. I don't think Cody would come get you 9 hours away right now, but he would hang out with you. He'd invite.
Talk to me again
you in
next
the
year.
house. I don't think the locker room love of McCarthy would prevent them from embracing Murray. No, I don't think it would prevent them from embracing Murray, but I don't know that Murray is a very embraceable person.
Oh, well, what was
You
that?
don't say.
I mean, he did have that one viral video.
And that's
of
my
him
Gjallarhorn.
He did have that one viral video of him casually eating pizza in New York, and the guy didn't know who he was, and he was just talking to him.
I don't know. I have to go back and look, but I don't know that I ever heard that the Cardinals really rallied around him. And I'm not saying they didn't. I just don't remember that being a thing. And again, I think Kyler Murray is here for 1 year, and I think they love JJ McCarthy. So I don't know. There's a lot of interesting things here, just besides who throws a better ball.
Mm-hmm.
I just care who's a better quarterback on this point.
Imagine if the Vikings trade McCarthy, and then the locker room's like, what the fuck?
Wait, what was
I
that?
know a
Cody?
lot of people that watch this show that would be happy
If what?
He said, well, they
if they
trade
traded
JJ
McCarthy.
Imagine the locker room. They'd be like, what? What are you doing?
If it's not a first,
You know
or a
what
second,
would happen if they traded JJ McCarthy? They would all walk into KOC's office like the movie Rudy and put their jerseys down on the desk.
if it's not a first or second, I hate it. I'm not paying him for nothing less than a first or second.
Forno says in 6 hours, like he's correcting me, like I still wouldn't make that drive.
You would, because you ain't flying.
Might have to if
All
I can
right.
go this year.
Enough quarterback talk for right now. Let's change it up a little bit. During the offseason, I want to start a new little segment that we're going to call SKOLight. And that's where we're going to kind of highlight a fringe roster player and get to know them a little better. Let you guys know how they're doing in camp and kind of what they're all about. And this week, the SKOLight player is going to be the most talked about player so far in OTAs that is not a quarterback. Cody even had to talk about him already. That's wide receiver Dylan Bell, who was a UDFA this offseason. Imagine that. Vikings have a standout UDFA. Dylan Bell, he's a wide receiver out of Georgia, but he's more of an offensive weapon. He carried the ball a lot. He caught passes. 6'1", 209. He is a brick house of a person. 22 years old, be 23, midway around the season. And he actually had a draft projection of anywhere from the 5th to UDFA. So he did have, a 5th round grade on him. But I'm going to be honest, until OTAs, I really didn't know a lot about him. So, Shaq, could you sprinkle something on this?
Yeah, so Dylan Bell from Georgia. If you watched Georgia last year, you would know Georgia was more so a run-first team. So Dylan Bell being not, an elite receiver and being kind of used as a gadgety receiver, he didn't get really much opportunities to, make a name for himself. But who put me on was Steve Smith, because I didn't know Dylan Bell until I watched the Steve Smith video on YouTube. He was describing to me, he was like, Dylan Bell is a receiver who got a little dog in him. He just didn't get too many opportunities to show that he's a good weapon. So when I watched this film, he kind of reminded me of the Deebo Samuel type, how the 49ers use Deebo Samuel. And if we could get a weapon like that, I mean, it just adds another facet to our offense. Like, having a receiver who could just take the handoffs. Instead of using Justin Jefferson on a handoff or Addison on a handoff, we could use Dylan Bell on a handoff, and he could use his body to gain yardage. It's just about confusing the defense because it gives KOC. I know a lot of people hate KOC's play calling, but it gives KOC another aspect to his offense to confuse the defense. So, to gain leverage. Because as long as the defense don't know what you're doing, you got the upper hand. And I like the Dylan Bell UDFA. I think he went undrafted because Georgia didn't use him enough.
It's funny you said the Deebo thing, and I was watching this. I was like, man, this guy reminds me a lot of Deebo, but like a Des Bryant body. And when I was like trying to do a little bit of research on him, I couldn't find one person talk about him that didn't make the Debo comparison.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a receiver that does a little bit of everything. Because you got your what they call not stereotypes, but prototype some receivers. You got the speedy slot receiver. You got your jump ball receiver. He's that give him the ball in space or just give him the ball, let him make a play type receiver.
Yeah, Dylan Bell is what we call the wide back, right? He's the wide back, right? He's that guy that will take handoffs in the backfield. Debo Samuel is a great comparison. Another bigger guy in that kind of frame is a guy we had here in Minnesota returning kickoffs for us, Cordero Patterson. He is that wide back guy. If Ty Felton caught screen passes, this guy's going to catch the screen passes. I can see why Ty Felton's having such a great offseason right now, because this kid is having such a great offseason heading in the year. Well, it's interesting. He could be our gadget guy. He's going to be that gadget wide receiver. There's always one in every team, and he's probably the guy. And if I'm leading Dylan Bell over Ty Felton, I would 100%, believe me, I'm leading Dylan Bell over Ty Felton right now.
And I always wanted this type of receiver. I scouted Malachi Corley, who went to the Jets. Skol rap, and it's just like get another arch type of receiver to plug into this offense. It's going on year 5 of KOC. He's gonna have to add a new facet to his offense. So because there's film out there. So what you're gonna do? You got to add more stuff to confuse the NFL, because you can't do the same shit you did last year and expect to win this year.
Man, I'm confused because I'm called a wide back on a daily basis. I'm glad I know.
That's a big back, Fish. That's a big back.
Oh, my bad.
Big back different than a wide back.
So let me tell you the type of energy I'm getting watching his footage right there. Jalen Reagor. Kind of feel that Jalen Reagor energy from him.
He just don't have the speed of Jalen Reagor. Jalen Reagor was a speedster.
I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing.
I don't know how it could be a good thing.
Remember how, I just think of the athletic, okay, so Jalen Reagor sucked, right, for running routes and all that. Gave up on that route that ended up being a pick and everything. But, man, the few times we actually put the ball in his hand, he looked big. He looked athletic. Who was it that he put – we ran a reverse to him on the goal lines, and he just cut some dude right out of his cleats and scored a touchdown that year. Sorry, Young. I meant to go there, but, I didn't think anybody would get it. I just that kind of big, athletic, that quick dip. It kind of gives me, and for a UDFA, that's great. I mean, maybe he could become something.
Yeah,
Shaq's going bad again.
We definitely needed a gadget player on this offense. I don't think we had one in KOC's tenure besides maybe KJ. The 9-route gadget guy. We haven't had one, the guy that take a handoff in the backfield. We've always done it with Jefferson, or we would toss the ball to our quarterback named Dobbs, and he'd get hit in the backfield and fumble the ball. And so I think it is definitely needed. Hey, thanks, Jay. Thanks, Mark.
So, Fish, how do you feel about having a positionless football player on offense? I know you don't really care for him on defense.
Man, I don't want him to be I don't want to hear his name being called as having the ball more than 5 times in the season. I don't want positionless players. I want a dominant running back. I want, we've got a dominant wide receiver, and I want a dominant quarterback, and I want dominant. I don't want Irv Smith Jr. hybrid tight end wide receiver who, oh gosh, he can't catch a damn pass. I want people who are good at the positions they play. Sorry, I'm old. I still go by that mantra that Bill Parcells said. He said Troy Aikman was going to hand the ball to Emmitt Smith and throw the ball to Michael Irvin. Everybody knew it, and they still couldn't stop it because they executed so well. And That's it. I just want us to be dominant, execute well, win football games, get a Super Bowl. And I just think this positionless shit is just smoke and mirrors to hide weaknesses.
I don't think it's so much positionless. So this is what I want. You're always going to get, no matter what, if Jettis and Addison are on the field, Jettis is always going to be double teamed, right? And it's going to be coverage, no matter what. I want that wide receiver 3 to come in for Jennings. I think Jennings will take a lot off of Addison, right? Not much off of Jefferson, but a lot off Addison with the underneath routes, catching those slants. I want a player that when Jennings comes off the field, I can place another Jennings in there or another wide receiver 3 in there that will take the load off. Because when we start moving those 2 wide receiver sets, and we moved last year's guy off the field, when we moved Osborne off the field, Jettis is getting locked down, Addison getting locked down. We moved last year, whoever the wide receiver, forgot his name already, wide receiver 3, because he's gone, moved him off the field, and then they are starting getting locked down. We started getting locked down on offense, little lulls. And, I want a wide receiver that when that wide receiver 3 comes off, the new wide receiver 3 steps up. That way we take that coverage off of Addison, right, to get him open. Otherwise, if they don't want to keep that coverage off Addison, you get the underneath routes, just like we're going to get with Jennings. I want a guy that can step in for Jennings if Jennings needs to leave the field in a substitute.
All right, but who's going to replace the catches from Speedy Naylor last year? And then who's going to replace the catches from Adam Thielen last year?
Hold on. Adam Thielen.
I know what you're doing here, Fish.
Adam Thielen, there's a difference here. Adam Thielen had 2 catches last year. Those are replaceable. We're not talking 40 pressures, right? Those are replaceable. 2 catches is definitely replaceable.
So I will say this. Cody kind of gave me this thought. It depends. Like, I feel like it's up to KOC to find to scheme open other weapons that he have on offense besides Justin Jefferson. Because, the whole world knows Justin Jefferson is going to get a bulk of our play calls. He needs to develop plays that's not for Justin Jefferson, because 9 times out of 10, he's going to be doubled and triple teamed. So other players got to get schemed open. Like Addison, I feel like he needs to start giving Addison more play calls. He needs to start giving Aaron Jones out the backfield more play calls, or create plays for Jordan Mason. So I feel like our playbook can't be Justin Jefferson centric. We need to do stuff when Justin Jefferson can't do it, because he bails us out a lot.
So when I was trying to find out his strengths and weaknesses through the research, his strengths were obviously elite versatility, can line up across the entire formation, outside, in the slot, or in the backfield. Could even line up as Wildcat as a quarterback. Fish, you would love that, right? The Wildcat with the wide receiver at quarterback?
That can be one of the 5 times I hear his name touching the ball.
Also, a red zone guy. As you see, a lot of his touchdowns that they showed were in the red zone, whether it was, running a post over the middle or on a reverse run. And red zone is definitely something that this team can improve on. So he could be a part of that. Maybe he gets 5 touchdowns this year, Fish. Also, a very physical blocker who's willing to get down and dirty in the trenches and take on linebackers.
Ooh, sounds like a Jennings.
So
yeah, we've already got that at home.
There's definitely something there. Yeah, we got Jennings for a year. See, I think we're so used to having to, draft and get rookies that have to come in and make an impact. Now it's like we're not used to okay, we can develop this guy into something that's gonna be here for a little while. So we have Jennings for a year. And then we'll be looking to replace Jennings next year. And maybe it'll be Ty Felton.
It would be nice. Dylan Bell. It'd be nice to rotate him out with Jennings, because when we rotated Naylor out, that the wide receiver was just non-existent for that 3 spot.
What up, Barber? Oh shit, Miss Zoe. What's up, Zoe?
Who's worse?
Hey, thank you all for filtering over from Rap Show. Appreciate that. I don't try to do a show the same day as Rap. It's just sometimes Thursdays don't work out for me with my daughter's softball and my work schedule, and this was one of those weeks. So thank you guys for coming by. Brev, what's up, man?
Not only that, we got some people from the World Cup. The World Cup just ended. Shout out to USA.
4-1, United States beats Paraguay. Let's go. Let's Skol. Weaknesses for Dylan Bell: route running, lacks crisp, sharp cut technique, makes it difficult to separate against man coverage. And as Rinaldi said in the comments, body catcher, tends to let the ball come to his chest rather than extending his arms out. And deep threat limitations because he lacks top end speed. So those are the things that he'll need to work on to get consistent play time rather than just coming in, as a gadget guy. But I also think he can come in and be a red zone weapon and a third down weapon. So I think in that case, it's okay to be a positionless guy because you're coming in situationally. You're not, out there for 30 snaps. Maybe he gets 5 snaps a game, Fish. How about that?
Way too much.
Hey, as long he doesn't toss the ball to the quarterback, I think we'll be fine.
I don't know if it's JJ McCarthy. I think JJ McCarthy can house it.
Hawkinson, hike, toss it to Dobbs, smashed in the backfield, lost fumble. What was the plan?
Okay, that one was weird. What was Hawkinson doing underneath the damn center? And you know what? That wasn't like the only time we've seen Hawkinson line up under center either, like under KOC.
Yeah, KOC tried to get creative. He just,
KOC might have to hire a trick play specialist. Maybe he needs to replace West with a guy who can dial up some trick plays because KOC wants to do trick plays. He's just not very good at, or maybe we're just not good at executing them. Maybe he writes up really good ones, like doing a tush push twice in a row with Brandon Powell being the guy pushing.
You know what he does? He tries to call all these audibles and adjustments during the pre.
Damn, Brad, I wasn't going to say it. He's not my favorite coach, but I do like him. So he's not my favorite. I think I like Zimmer more, and I like Dennis Green more.
Yeah,
I think I like Dennis Green more than most. Like Dennis Green, but I think that's just probably because the age I was when Dennis Green was there, probably a little more impressionable.
Zimmer was my favorite coach.
Yeah, I really like Zimmer. Those last few years it kind of sucked the way it went down, but I loved Zimmer like those first 4 or 5 years.
Hawksley.
So that was Dylan Bell, and we will try to find one player from camp or a fringe roster player that we want to put underneath the microscope.
Next week it'll be Terry and Ingham Dawkins.
Ted.
Who?
Ted.
All right, so we've talked a lot about players the Vikings might be able to go out and sign since they do got a little bit of cap space. Most notably, we've talked about some defensive ends like Jadeveon Clowney, got the Seahawks ties and edge, a position we need. Like, I do think that's something that might happen, but what about going out and signing some of our own? Vikings have a lot of players who only have 1 year left on their deal. So a couple of note would be Brian O'Neill, TJ Hawkinson, Van Ginkel, Blake Cashman, Isaiah Rodgers, Jordan Mason, Blake Brandel, Jay Ward, any other big ones? Jalen Redmond, who had that restricted free agent contract. He's only got 1 year, and then he can go sign somewhere else. And that's pretty much it for the names. Like, is there anyone on there that you think the Vikings should be thinking about extending before the season starts?
I'm going to say they don't extend anyone outside of Redmond because Nolan Teasley coming in, he's going to reshape this team if it doesn't do well this year. I think this whole team's going to be a rebuild. You're probably going to keep your superstar in Justin Jefferson, possibly Addison, and it's just straight rebuild. If you're on a 1 year deal right now, you're not going to be there in 2027 if the Vikings do not win 10 games.
It's a good point. That's a good point about Teasley being here because they're probably not going to, want to spend money on anybody. Do you think maybe that's why Brian O'Neill hasn't got a deal yet?
I think so.
Fish, you're doing this now. Well, wait till we don't have a right tackle.
Yeah.
You mean like week 8 or 9?
We'll see how the team fares.
I think O'Neill's missed like 2 games over the last 2 seasons.
Yeah.
He's no Darius.
Well, here's my take on this. Before you see this list, if you just look at what over the cap or whatever, and you see, oh, next year we've got $48 million in cap space. Hell yeah, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do it. And then you look at this list and go, oh, damn, that's why we got $48 million in cap space. All that's gone. There's so many starters on this list that we're gonna have to either re-sign or replace. We got $48 million. It's all gone. If you think we're gonna make some splash signing next year, we're gonna get some top tier talent. Like one free agent's like, hell yeah, this guy's going to push us over the edge. It's all gone.
Yeah, that's true.
Addison's an interesting one because it's probably the cheapest he'd be. If he goes out and has a good season, he's going to be out of our range. On this list, like I think we should try to work out something with Brian O'Neill. He's on a contract for like $18 to $19 million this year, but none of it's guaranteed. So I think you could tack on another year and just guarantee the whole thing and have 2 seasons and then, figure it out from there. But I think it would be a mistake to just let Brian O'Neill walk.
It depends on how much you want. Like for me, I'll give him anywhere from 13 to 17 million. If he wants 20 million, he could go. I'll draft the tackle before I give Brian O'Neill 20 million.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, can we add 15 million and make it like so now it's essentially a 2-year deal, $35 million, but the whole thing's guaranteed.
How much
right now? Numbers make guaranteed. Like we can cut his ass right now.
Yeah, so
like he has no guaranteed money.
I give him 2 years.
So aside from him, the only names like I'm really interested, of course, Jalen Redmond. I think they should get that done because if he goes out and has a good season, he's going to get really expensive, and he's also going to remember that we didn't give him a contract. So he's going to go out there and explore free agency, and he will leave. Names that I think are likely that I think we should consider are Blake Cashman and Isaiah Rodgers.
Blake Cashman, I'll agree with you there. I'm not holding out on Rodgers. I mean, even Cashman's kind of a stretch too because he's been injured.
I get Rodgers because I don't think you're breaking the bank with Rodgers, and we've struggled to sign cornerbacks.
Yeah,
I would just kind of go ahead and lock that down, and I don't think it would be that expensive. I don't think you're paying him like you paid Brian Murphy.
Yeah.
I think of this list, the 2 that I'd want to re-sign would be Blake Cashman and Jordan Mason.
This is going to be a big year for Jordan Mason. Like, it's a contract year for him. If he doesn't get it here, he's never going to get it.
How many years left is on Taki contract?
This is his last season.
Yeah, I
was only trying to talk about guys who are going to make the 53.
Oh, Taki's definitely making the 53. I'll put that out there.
Doubting Taki is. How can you doubt Taki?
I can see Taki be like one of them Sunday call-ups a couple times during the season.
He gonna have about as much playing time as Ty Felton.
I like what Forno said right there.
I see that, but then who's replacing Eric Wilson?
Yeah,
and then who's replacing Ivan Pace? And then,
you're rebuilding the team.
That's why
I don't get the Isaiah Rodgers hate. There's a lot of Isaiah Rodgers hate. I thought he was a very good starting cornerback. Was he an All-Pro? No.
He was a solid.
But he was solid.
Cornerback too.
Or get paid solid money and not be overpaid.
And I'm just gonna keep it real. I think Rodgers could tackle me now. Maybe 10 years ago he couldn't have, but now he could probably get me.
Also, now we want our cornerbacks to tackle.
I'd rather our linebackers and defensive line and safeties worry about tackling. I want our corners to swat any ball that comes in the area.
Which Rodgers does.
That's all I need to do.
Outside of that Eagles game, we weren't getting mad at Rodgers for giving up passes. that Eagles game was the one game like that anyone will point at, and fairly so. He got torched. That happens.
I think Jalen Hurts should have been drug tested for steroids after that game.
I think Josh McTellis should have been tested for something after that game.
I think our whole defense should have been tested for something after that game.
Carson Wentz should have been tested for something after that game. Vikings, no matter how much the defense, the secondary got torched, we should have won that game.
Honestly, my opinion for the list of names right here, Brian O'Neill will accept a decent contract. If it's not the 22 to 26 mil, it's somewhere below there, around 18, 17. I guarantee he signs with Minnesota and stays. The rest of the players, if their value goes up and we lowball them like that off a couple mil, I don't think they resign with us. I think they're gone. I think the only guy on that list that you can get a good deal out of is Brian O'Neill.
Mm-hmm.
So Tommy says that Rodgers is more than solid. He's our best cornerback. And to that, Wiggins says, "Are you on drugs, sir?" Is Byron Murphy decidedly better than Isaiah Rodgers? Because I don't think so. I mean, it's a debate, but I don't think he's decidedly better.
I think
WW22. I just want to remind you that Jeff Okudah is no longer on the roster.
I think Murphy got most of the coverage for the number one receiver.
Yeah.
I don't know if Isaiah Rodgers was covering the number one as often.
Well, whatever's happening, doesn't matter. Yeah.
But then again, we had to check the snap count because I don't really think we switch our corners to go play to basically shadow a receiver. I think we do it by zones inside the field.
Uh-oh.
I mean, I thought all our corners were good last year. Like the defense in general.
I got back out.
In general was good.
Yeah.
So isn't this Jaden Baugh kid? Isn't he the one that got an interception from one of our QB1s yesterday or something? Didn't he get a pick off of him? Can't remember which QB it was. But didn't he get a pick yesterday off one of our QB1? One of them guys, didn't he? Yeah.
I know Theo Jackson did. I guess this guy.
Oh no, we're rudderless.
I just want to know if Kyler Murray does become the quarterback, are you going to pray on his downfall?
Am I going to what?
Pray on his downfall.
Absolutely not.
All right.
I don't want him to fail. I just think he will.
Yeah.
And I will say he is ass until he proves me otherwise. And everybody watching this that's seen me say this since we signed him, I expect all the smoke if I'm wrong. I'm not praying on his downfall. I just think until he proves otherwise, he will.
I'm the same boat. Well, they prove because right now I did not like Kyler Murray's comments about the quarterback situation. Like, dude, you're playing quarterback in the National Football League. All I want to hear is team first. I don't want to hear about me. I've heard it from two different quarterbacks that are going after this competition. I don't want to hear that shit anymore. You're the leader of this team. It's about the team. It's not about me. So right now, I'm on the boat that both quarterbacks are asked. That's on my boat, just from the words they've been saying. I don't like the words.
So you two believe that Carson Wentz should be our starter?
Carson Wentz is the third. All right, I need more vocalization about, hey, we're going through this together. We're doing something like that. Not about this guy sits over here, I sit over here. I need more fucking reps. Blah blah blah. I don't like that. You're a court. You're the most important position on the field. I don't care about you. I want to hear what you think.
Yeah. I guess I don't need to have the kumbaya. I don't see as much hurt in I think I called it last week. It's two bulls in the paddock. And man, they kind of fighting. But you know what? What's going to happen is there's still going to be plenty of calves. You know what I'm saying? I get your point of view on that, Cody. It would be nice to have a defined first, but 2 years ago, before the meniscus happened, you remember they were saying that, yeah, Sam Darnold's the starter, but JJ's starting to challenge him like before he injured his meniscus. They were saying JJ's coming on. He's starting to challenge him. And there was a little speculation about could JJ be the week 1 starter his rookie season. Then he injured his meniscus. Competition's a good thing.
I honestly think it was Darnold. That's why he started week 1 preseason.
Cody, are you better at what you do when you have somebody pushing you?
Yeah, all the way up until that first preseason game.
Are you better at what you do, or do you have to be careful you're not getting complacent?
I'm complacent until
Later, Forno.
we're hitting it.
Thank you, Tyler.
I'm saying the first preseason game, whoever starts that's your starter, and that's what you're going over script. You're going over first team reps with, and you're moving it forward.
What if that first preseason game, the person is just ass?
Then the other guys are asked too, in my opinion. Because you already labeled, hey, he was that better guy. He steps in that.
I'm sorry. I think there's a difference between practice and firing live bullets. I think there's a difference between going to the shooting range and shooting at a target versus shooting at something with a heartbeat.
I agree.
Yep. What Brian Flores' defense giving you pressure all of every down. That's some live fire right there.
I agree.
That's a moving target. It still doesn't have a heartbeat.
I don't know.
Well,
in my opinion, I don't like it.
My media will not unmute, but if it did, you would be hearing a Viking horn right now. It would sound just like that. What you got, Michael Fish?
The starting right tackle for 2027 Minnesota Vikings is on the roster right now. And it is our draft pick, Caleb Tiernan.
Wow.
2 for 1.
So that's why you're okay with letting O'Neal go.
Yep. I don't buy the short arms argument that they make. The dude's a 6'8" monster who has the arms of somebody who's 6'6". That's short arms. If he was 6'6", we wouldn't be talking about his arms because they'd fit his body. Technique can overcome a lot of that. In the right tackle position, he's not necessarily going to have to line up across from DT1. He's our right tackle next year.
They are pretty small.
There's actually been a lot of tackles who had good careers, all-pro careers, Hall of Fame careers that had short arms.
His arms are only short because he's so massive.
I think it's funny, like the stuff we get into now.
Depends if he's got a really quick first step.
I think I trust our talent evaluators who we just fired. Okay, that this was a good pick.
Brown's guy now. We're good.
Nolan Teasley was like, so who guy was this? Oh, I scouted him, sir. Yeah, you're fired. Pack your bags.
You pick that big old T-Rex, you're out.
It's pretty funny that he's got fired. I didn't like the draft.
Did Brian O'Neal just enter his prime?
Brian O'Neal's on the back nine of his NFL career.
With that, I'm going to go on my Gjallarhorn, right? And you kind of mentioned it earlier, Keith, with Brian O'Neal. The reason why we haven't re-signed him yet, right, is because I think if this team does not win 10 games or more this coming season, it's a full rebuild. All right, we're not going to overpay for these players heading up in their the early 30s into the mid 30s.
I could see it. I mean, it makes all the sense in the world. But with that rebuild, do they fire the coach?
I don't think they fire the coach. I think the coach gets his actual quarterback.
So we're gonna let KOC off the hook that JJ McCarthy was never his quarterback.
I mean,
obviously, I think Drake May was his guy, and that wasn't gonna happen. So he had to pick another guy.
Yeah, he got forced into it. What was the very first year Quessy and KOC came in league? I said it. He's in between a rock and a hard place because the only quarterback available was Kenny Pickett, and you didn't want to draft Kenny Pickett. So, like, he hasn't had a shot at drafting a quarterback because you got Kenny Pickett. You're like, well, hell, we got to re-sign Kirk Cousins. Got Kirk Cousins for a couple more years, and you missed on that. Then it came in.
I bet you Zoe is messaging Keith right now. Send me the link.
And then
Send me the link.
And then it came into what was the next year? We're talking the Jordan at 2023. Right? What was the quarterback then? Will Levis. Another hard play, a rock and a hard place. Like, oh fuck, where's my quarterback? Right. So I think, yeah, he's going to stay on this team with Teasley. He had a big hiring in hiring Teasley. If this team doesn't win 10 games, his rebuild, KLC gets his quarterback in 2027, which so happens to be a loaded, stacked quarterback class. I think there's going to be around 8 quarterbacks.
I buy it, Cody. I buy it, but I think it's going to be somewhat of a rebuild, even if they win the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
you look at all the names. I just mentioned that are on the last year of their contract. Honestly, they're all old, except for the couple that we mentioned. Like, even Cashman's a little old, but Isaiah Rodgers and Jordan Mason, those guys, they might be able to hang around. But everybody else is pretty old on that list, so they're probably going to, even without like, okay, we're blowing it up, they probably have to sign at least 15 players that are on this roster right now.
That's kind of a good thing because you win a Super Bowl, players would want to come to a team that won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, I think this is going to be a hot destination for free agents next year if we can put together the money just based on – I think players want to play for KOC, and I do think that people are going to want to come – play for Teasley too. I think we got something better in the room. I don't think people necessarily wanted to come sign with Quasi because didn't know what he was. And then the first thing he did in the draft, like that kind of became who he was for the rest of his career. I think we kind of have, a room of where players want to play. And now I think on the defensive side, hey, B-Flow is going to be here for a couple of years.
Oh yeah.
So that's going to help too. Like, we have a pretty strong group of people, and you throw in Rob B in there, I think we have a very desirable place. I sent you guys that thing earlier where, what was his name? Cam Robinson, the tackle that we signed. He just pretty much glazed the whole Vikings organization about how they treat the players and the onboarding process and everything from A to Z, how great the Vikings organization was. Like, that was a great selling point for free agencies. So, in our facilities –
yeah, and what's really good about this 2027 draft class, you got so many wide receivers and quarterbacks that one of these top 10 talented defensive players is going to drop into the 20s and late 20s if we are that good. If Kyler Murray or Jen McCarthy balls out, quarterback is set for the future. Go after one of those top 10 talent defenders because right now the wide receiver class and the quarterback, it's so big and massive. I'm expecting 12 quarterbacks and wide receivers going in, a mixture of both. 12
in the first round.
In the first round, I think there's going to be 6-8 wide receivers going in the first round next year. That's how good this class is.
I just want defense.
I don't want none of that. I'm tired of having high draft pick wide receivers. We've got our best wide receiver in the league.
Defense.
Rinaldi, I think you still owe me a banana peel, by the way.
Will Levis. We'll go back to Will Levis. That's twice this show.
It wasn't even the Will Levis thing. There was something last year. I don't remember what it was, but I believe this man owes me a banana peel. You got one shot? Because I don't.
Yeah, pretty much. My thinking is, I feel like B-Flow is gonna surprise us this year. I feel like we're gonna see the true B-Flow defense now that we got defensive tackles that he wants to fill his idea of a defense. Not ones necessary that's gonna get after the quarterback, but ones that's gonna be able to control the trenches. So our linebackers and secondary could variously blitz. And I feel like overall this defense is going to be better than last year's defense. Even though we getting younger, I feel like our pieces this year fit better than the pieces we had last year for this new B-Flow defense. And I feel like it's going to be top 2 in the league.
Say top 2?
Top 2.
My guy.
We're gonna have a top 2 defense. Dallas Turner's gonna have 25 sacks. We're gonna have the best record in the NFL.
It all correlates. You know, you got to keep it.
No, there's definitely a correlation. No doubt about that. What's up, Norris?
Shaq brought up defensive tackles, so I have to bring it up. It is early June. The timeline for Caleb Banks to be back doing football activities is early June, and the guy is still on the bike. How do we feel about that? What are they doing?
I think he's been doing a little bit more than the bike, but he's not doing all the activities, and I am totally fine with it. I think he's healed. I think he's recovered. I just think that they feel there's no reason to have him do anything right now.
Yep.
I'm okay with it. I am much more encouraged than I was when we drafted him. I think he will be out there week 1, and that's all I care about.
I think so too.
Yeah, when we drafted him, the prognosis was end of July.
No, early June.
Well, when we drafted him, they said end of July. It's just moved to early June.
So I will say, I think they were saying that he might be able to do some individual drills next week if we have practices. So by the time we do our mini camps, he should be there. It's just I hope any information that he missed on these OTAs are voluntary, that he was able to pick it up and just be healthy for the mini camps. How fast can he learn is the question.
I mean, he should be learning because that doesn't take, agility. So hopefully he is learning. But Shaq, this comment's for you. I think the Vikings should tell Darnold under the table they want him back. Then sign him in the next 3 years.
What? I mean, I don't see that happening. I think the Seahawks are about to lock down unless Jalen Milroe shows that he's a top 5 quarterback. Coming off a Super Bowl win, even when the Ravens won the Super Bowl with Joe Flacco, it was mid until he won that Super Bowl, and then they gave him that big extra contract, and he was okay and good, but he never lived up to the contract. But the Ravens didn't care because he won them a Super Bowl. So I think he's locked down with Seattle for a long time.
What's up, Class G? 2 new assistant GMs, highly respected guys in the NFL, good pedigree behind them, kind of like, Teasley himself. So
besides Healy, don't say good pedigree behind it.
I'm going to say good pedigree there.
He scouted Myles Garrett.
he got Quasi a GM job.
Yes.
Like, he was able to pimp that out, so.
He scouted Grant Delpit, LSU safety.
Cam, I see where you're trying to go in Minnesota. I like it. Come over to Cleveland.
See, Fignuts, I don't know why he's still here. Kiss Griggs and goodbye. I don't know. According to Ian Rappaport, he's expected to stay, but kind of in a lower position. He's not going to be an assistant GM.
What I want to know is what's a factual statement about Grigson that you need him fired?
He was part of every draft with Quasi. He was Quasi's right-hand man. When does the right-hand man not go when the man goes? You're part of him. You're the right-hand man.
Fire everybody. Every scout. It's all got to go.
I need to talk to Andrew Luck.
The scouts win. The lead scouts win.
Oh, everybody that had a hand in or a finger or a sniff.
Cody, whenever there's a takeover, or a realignment, it's always the top that goes, and then the workers stay and are evaluated, and that's what's going on right now.
Okay.
He's not worried about going against some intern scouts right now. He fired the bosses. He's going to bring in his bosses, and he's going to see who could play ball.
Why we still have the guy on the team if you're firing all the top guys?
That's a great question.
That's the question. That's the question we just asked.
I know, because we don't have any factual evidence for it.
Because he's probably actually cleaning the urinals at TCO Performance Stadium. And he's probably saying to Nolan Teasley right now, fresh cakes.
I mean, besides never protecting his franchise quarterback in Indianapolis, I mean, the guy should have never been here.
He might have drafted McCarthy, and Teasley might like McCarthy. Right?
No,
we don't know. We can say all these things.
Here's the question that's on everybody's mind, though.
What is he
If
doing?
Grigson goes, who's going to replace his scouting and evaluation?
Thank you, Norris.
We just replaced him. We actually replaced him.
Okay, but now who's going to replace the other guy?
The other guy that Grigson's moving down to?
I'm just messing with you, Cody.
I know.
I'm just messing with you.
40 pressures is a lot of pressures. That's all I'm saying. If Dallas Tony wants to make up for it, he has to put up Myles Garrett numbers.
I mean, we already said you're getting 25 sacks. That's at least 25 pressures.
All he needs is 87 pressures, and he puts up.
Yeah, let's see.
That's a lot of pressures.
Keith is having internet issues. Everybody, he's been trying to deal with that. So,
what's a question?
He's back though.
What's the question that chat?
Case Keenum.
What? Case Keenum, the God. We know this.
Thank you, Norris. And as you see, Norris, you were gifted a membership on Friday. We had a couple people, including Shaq, that gave out some memberships, and you were one to receive one. You are green now, Norris.
Means you matter.
Yeah. All you people in that white font.
Don't even do it.
I was trying to find a way to say that. I thought it sounded.
No, you greens, you matter. All you greens matter.
If it ain't green, it ain't real.
But all you white people. Wow, it's that time.
Yeah. How about the prophecies, right?
It didn't be like that, though.
All right. Let's go ahead and get these purple prophecies, and let's make some predictions. Who's ready? Go for it, Cody.
Here, I'm gonna hit it with you. Whoever is the week 1 starter for preseason week 1 is the starter for the rest of the year. Week 1.
All right, I'll buy that.
I hope so.
I'm gonna piggyback off that a little bit, which is not really piggybacking, just because it's about a quarterback. I think I've done this a couple times, but JJ McCarthy will be a Minnesota Viking at the end of the 2026 season.
Ooh, you're fighting mine. Ooh.
Okay. What do you got, Fish?
Have no fear, Cody. The Minnesota Vikings will announce their QB1 by July 24th.
I'll take that. I will love that.
What's that date, Fish?
That's where they have like the night practices. That's where they're in training camp, and they have the crowd, the people come in, and all that spectators come in for the night practices.
Is that before?
That would be the Thursday of that week.
That before joint practices?
I believe so, because the first preseason game's in August.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I will take that. I will love that for this team.
All right, Shaq, what do you got?
Y'all ready for this?
Yup.
Damone Claiborne will be the Minnesota Vikings lead rusher by the end of the year.
Oh, damn. We won 4 games?
It's all coming together, Shaq. The whole picture's coming together.
I'm sorry. That take, it's hot, it's fire, it's lava. It doesn't go with any of your other takes.
Number one.
Now you're starting to hedge.
Number 1 seed, Damone Claiborne.
Yeah.
For all of you that are shocked by Shaq saying that, should have heard it a few weeks ago when I said Offensive Player of the Year is going to be Max Bredesen. Offensive Player of the Month.
I got you, Steven.
What would you say, like a touchdown in 4 straight games, something like that?
Yeah.
Steven Watson says the Vikings will sign an interior defensive lineman and win 12 games this season. Sounds like a good season to me, and they already signed one, right? Loudermilk? But that doesn't count. That doesn't count. He's saying they're going to sign another one.
I think.
Hey, Shaq, they didn't pay for promo.
I know. I was trying to see if I could see the name on it, but I couldn't.
So Aaron Jones breaks his femur in week 2.
I hope not.
Rinaldi says O'Neal will be extended for at least 3 years, $60 million, 45 guaranteed, which I think is a fair contract.
Fair.
$20 million a year. So really, that's what a 2-year deal at $22 million.
Yeah.
How old is he?
31.
30 or 31.
Yeah.
And
I honestly.
Yeah. Thank you, Shaq.
He's the only player on the list that will.
You realize that's like really only like adding 1 season.
Mm-hmm.
I get that, but 20 million. I told you I'm only good for 15 or 17 or 18 million.
Come on, Kmart Shaq.
Yeah, he would sign. I think he would sign for 18 though.
We gotta find cap space somehow. How else we're gonna pay Addison or Van Ginkel?
If anybody is familiar with how good our facilities are, it has to be him. So he should obviously be willing to take that team discount because he knows how good it is.
Why? Because he never misses games?
Obviously, they keeping his old ass upright.
Well, they can't keep Darisal's young ass upright. Why don't you have that same energy for Darasal?
That's a whole.
See you next year.
So.
My problem is
wait. Hold on just a second. Do you remember last week when my hot take was that we were going to draft a left tackle in the first round next year's draft?
No, Fish, I don't. We did hot takes last week.
I mean,
I don't remember anything about last week because 12 hours made me forget anything that happened before that in the week.
Well, I would say go review the tape, but you probably had to delete it to make room.
I had to delete it to make room. The Vikings will trade Wentz by week 4. Hey, I brought that up earlier, Vikings scholar. I think that if a starting quarterback goes down in the preseason, the Vikings could flip Carson Wentz for like a 5th-round pick, which I think that's good value for your QB3. And Teasley can make something happen with that 5th-round pick. Fig nuts. Man, so I listen to a couple Viking podcasts, and I have heard, I think, 3 different podcasts shout out Fig Nuts questions. So Fig Nuts gets around. He is a celebrity. Addison will be traded before the trade deadline because Bell and Felton light up all preseason.
I'm going to disagree with that. I'm
going to disagree with this one. I think the Vikings like Addison a lot more than some people in the fan base do. I think Addison is part of their long term.
Yeah.
I think they want to keep Jefferson and Addison together. Now, money could be a factor, and I think that's going to be the only factor because I do think that Addison's not going to get in any more trouble. Nothing with the law. So I don't think they're going to trade him, and I don't think they're going to trade him because, maybe they can sign Juwan James. Juwan James is 30 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's not
now
a good
30 is too old.
For a wide receiver, yes. Age is positional.
Well, I'm sorry, love you, but I think the only way Felton lights it up is if he wears those shoes that light up every time you take a step. Other than that,
and if
wait, Class G, come on.
if Teasley,
I predict that Dylan Thieneman injures KM's shoulder week 2,
and then Teasley has his rebuild, and was saying that you sign Jordan Addison. If you're going to full rebuild,
how does he have his rebuild when JJ McCarthy comes in and we win 14 games?
All right, if he does win 14 games, you don't have to rebuild.
I'm saying we talk playoffs.
If the rebuild comes, Jordan Addison signs.
He says it's a hot take. I stand by it, especially because of the money and wanting more draft capital for Teasley.
I'm gonna say this.
It's true, man. Like nothing is off the table. Like could Teasley take Justin Jefferson? Maybe. Like nothing's off the table.
Yeah.
If someone comes to the Vikings and offers 2 first rounds, you don't think Teasley thinks about it? You trade DK Metcalf for a second rounder.
I mean, if you're trading JJ, you're getting rid of the season. And with 2027 being such a great quarterback.
Oh, I don't think he would do it this season. I'm just saying he has no allegiance to any of these guys.
No.
I think Cody's discounting our ability to win without Justin Jefferson on the field.
I think if Teasley's gonna rebuild this team, you're gonna re-sign Addison, keep JJ, Justin Jefferson, and you're gonna go draft your quarterback, and then you start the rebuild from there. You got the quarterback, you start drafting offensive line the next couple of years forward. You got rookie contracts all over the field. It's the way.
No one said Jawan's not legit, bro, but
he's 30.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. He's 30. Like, we're not like having this plan that we're going to trade Jordan Addison so we can go sign Jawan to $20 million a year.
Yeah.
I appreciate the chibi artwork on your avatar of what's her name from Demon Slayer, by the way.
Yeah. It's good, D-Wood.
So, Cody, the problem is, Cody. What up, D-Woods? The problem is you're talking like a guy who's in his 30s who's got time for all this nonsense. Some of us probably don't have the time to live through another reset and all. We kind of need that to happen now. AZ, bro, I mean, I don't know if you noticed the artwork on the wall behind me, but yeah, I'm into that anime stuff. But
hey, Fish, I did say 6 to 8 years. That's when our window opens up.
Yeah, but see, you're talking about another reset, which sounds more like you're resetting to another 6 to 8 years. I ain't got time for that. I got bronchitis, man.
That man just pulled a fucking Kevin.
Yeah, he did.
Kevin got banned for that.
I gotta bring Kevin back.
Damn it.
Well, why? Oh Lord.
I don't know where to go from here.
AZ, bro, if you look over my left shoulder, you'll see Vinland Saga. Pan a little further, that's Food Wars. Down there's your Lion April. Right above here, we've got Igris from Solo Leveling. Then I believe we've got the Fate Crew, and if you can't see it, but I've also got Don to Don.
And Castellanos hits one deep to left field.
Oh, I gotta check my DraftKings bit here.
I was kind of engrossed in what I was saying and doing. Did Shaq just make a gurgling sound with it?
He's doing mouthwash.
Oh, I thought somebody was going to.
Well, everybody, it's Friday. The weekend's tomorrow.
Considering how I think that this show's probably going to get booted off YouTube, we might as well just call it a night.
I mean, I was going to call it a night anyways. It just sucks that, we got, the audience in here kind of late, but Royce Lewis, home run. All right. Big home run.
He getting picked up MLB?
Yeah, he's back. He's back. All right, Cody, final words.
Hey, Friday, of course, weekend starts tomorrow. Some of you guys already started tonight. You might be out and about. Hey, just make sure you have a plan out to get back home. You're driving safe out there. Don't get in any kind of trouble. You guys listen to us, right? We will listen to you, right? It goes back and forth, pay it forward kind of thing. We love you all, guys. Thanks, you guys, for showing up last week, raising all those donations. Thank you again for coming back to this show, even after watching all the other guys' podcasts. Thank you. We love you guys. And always, let's go.
Let's go. We got my fish.
For Vikings fans, by Vikings fans, one last shout out for last week. I'm so proud of what we were able to accomplish. And I want to say my piece about that before we put this thing to bed. A lot of people gave me credit for last week. If you want to give me credit for having the idea to do it, I'll take it. If you want to give me credit for sitting in this seat for 12 hours, I'll take it. But for anybody who can hear the sound of my voice right now, I want you to know that from the time I came up with the concept until 10 a.m. last Friday morning, I did nothing but fail. Everybody I tried to contact about it either ignored me or ghosted me. So I've lived a life that I think is worth living, and I'm a confident man. And what you need to understand and take this as a life lesson is that no matter how good you are, how skilled you are, how positive you are, how whatever, that there will come a time in your life when you will fail many times. The greatest baseball player who ever lived failed 6 out of 10 times he stepped up to the plate. And it is when you fail that you realize how important it is the people that you surround yourself with. So for the people we gave the shout outs to earlier, and I can't say it enough, Keith, for Keith putting his muscle behind it. And that's the reason why it was what it was. For all the people who stepped up, I thank you. Remember, it's who you surround yourself with that will eventually decide whether or not you're going to have a great life or not, because you will not always succeed on your own. To 20 more years, fellas. Skol.
Skol.
Cody gave us the shirt off his back wall, literally.
4 of them.
It's his name.
And I just want to do one more thing, Keith, because I can't say it enough. Robert Nolan, because nobody donated the $500 for the signed Justin Jefferson jersey. I received this in the mail today.
Hell yeah.
And it's not why I did it, but holy shit. I feel like a single mom who just had her electric bill paid for her without anybody asking her to do it. It's like, I don't know what to do with my hands, you know?
If you use the hands to hang that thing up in the background,
it will get hit. It will get hung. So thank you, Robbie.
Thank you, Robbie.
That was awesome, man.
All right. Well, that's our show for this week. As you see scrolling at the bottom, we do have a website, letskol.com. Not too much on there right now, but it's more of a concept that will continue to build. We are looking for Viking fans who want to write about Viking fans. So if you have any interest in writing about the Vikings and having your stuff get out there on media, let me know. We need you. Want to get some content out there, and it's want to really make it the #1 Vikings hub on the internet. And honestly, there's not a lot of good ones. This will be. So if you're interested, check it out. Letskol.com. Hit me up. We'll be back next week. Not sure the day yet, but we'll let you know. Till then, let's Skol.
Let's go, baby.
Let's go! For Viking fans, Minnesota Vikings.